Hey everybody, we're gonna do a video on this. We're gonna be doing, I gotta do test pits on at least 5 lots in here. We're gonna start on that today. We gotta redo this driveway. Try to get the water to run different than it is right now. Right now this culvert goes through right here and comes out over here. I believe we're going to leave that one in. I'm going to look at it today. I think I'm going to leave that, but we're going to put a little bit of a catch basin here to stop it from running through this lot, because this is going to be a house lot. Years ago, the guy that owns it now owns the 23 acres, so he's just trying to get things resituated so driveways are better. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave this culvert, have it come out to a round catch basin, and then head out towards the road. We're also going to add a culvert in an angle that comes out over here. Probably get rid of these birch trees. Put a little bit of a catch basin here and then have it run out to the road. And believe it or not, there was a ditch here that filled up from the storms we just had the last couple weeks. But this, we're going to clean this ditch line up all the way down through. See if I can show you. I don't know what, there's a name for what they call these, but there's like a little runoff that goes into the woods, and it doesn't go to a culvert or anything. It lets the water run out and absorb in the ground. Again, we just had bad storms the last 2 weeks, but like this hasn't been maintained for a long time. But that will go out. We're gonna clean this up so it's a little bit deeper. I'm gonna put a couple areas of erosion stone in that will let it build up, roll over, build up, roll over, so it's not a big rush of water. And when that overflows, the catch basin I'm going to put at the end of it, you can see the remnants of erosion stone here. Like I said, this was a system that worked for a long time. Just no, I don't believe anybody's maintained it for 5 or 10 years. And there's a culvert here you can barely see that goes across. This is another entry to the property, which I think this is going to be an entry to another lot, a separate lot. What they're doing now is surveying. They're going to move, I think they're going to move a few lot lines around, but we got to clean. I'm only getting paid so far to clean to this. I believe what we're going to end up doing is probably cleaning this up too. This is real bony, so you'll run into good gravel, and you'll have areas once you get through the boulders, there'll be about 2 feet of good gravel, then you get down to almost a hard pan. But we're going to be doing, this is his driveway. There's a house out there. It's where he's staying now. But just picking the driveway this morning, unloading the machine for 5 minutes, and I come up with this. But we want to try to clean this up, put some better gravel in. That, I believe, is going to be a piece of ledge, but we'll find out. But it's going to be pretty good. I think I'm going to be in and out of here over the course of the whole summer. So, all right, I just figured I'd do an opening. Probably just push it over.
Yeah, it's caught in that tree. It's gonna have to go that way, I think.
All right. Yep.
Want me to notch it on that side?
Let me just give it. I'll get over that way and give it a shove. So, hope for the best. Alright, this is the third lot we're on. This isn't bad. I only got to crawl in like probably 30 feet and do one hole. And hopefully he thinks this is probably the best lot of the 5. So I'm hoping we can do one hole. Probably going to make a day of it here by the looks. So. Yeah, this stuff's going to perk good. Nice bony gravel. What sands is like a granule. I'll show you what you basically go down 4 feet and then they take samples down through, but this is the best one we've done today. I can tell you, I've done them enough so I know what they're looking for, but that's nice sand, a little bit of gravel, but that's going to perk out good. Working our way in for the last test bit. Thing as I try to cut down trees so that the machine don't get all scratched up. All right, we're back here. I'm gonna take these trees down. First thing I'm gonna do is smooth this gravel out a little bit, and every load I haul out I'm gonna come back with another load of gravel, so I don't want to just keep tailgating it up that driveway, but we'll get this smoothed out a little bit and probably cut some trees. I'm gonna knock some trees down. Out the existing culvert. This really hasn't been working good for a few years anyways, but I got it so it's running. There's not a lot of water running through it right now. They're going to divert another one, I think, up the road, which is going to put more water to this, but I'm going to add another one straight across. So this is going to be kind of a little bit of a catch basin. I'm going to leave this so that it has to fill up to a certain point before it tips to the next one. But as you can see, the marbles were fine. There's big potatoes in it. We'll get it. That's gonna work once we get it cleaned up. I gotta connect it so it goes down the road. This culvert's gonna come across. I just went and got a couple sections. I think I gotta grab one more in the next trip of gravel, but I just figured I'd show where we're at, and then we're gonna go from there. The state maps show where all the wetlands part. It's funny because there's 23 acres on the left side of the road, this dirt road just out here. And he's got like, I think 15 and a half on the other side of the road, but there's little pockets of wetlands that you got to stay away from. So the surveyor has been here. You can see the pink ribbons if you look, where you got to stay away from. They actually had to put a permit in to divert some of this water, because right now it goes across and goes down through this section of land, which I'm going to guess this was done late 80s, early 90s. And the guy owned everything in here. Probably back then it was probably 80 something acres, but he just put stuff in kind of where he wanted. It is on the map, it's where it's supposed to be, but he didn't really take into consideration he made that a lot and he had water running through it. So we'll get to it, and I think it's going to be a cool project when it's done. Nasty digging. Backed up in the video right now because I haven't cut into the road, and I'm not gonna, it's getting late in the day. I'm probably gonna come tomorrow and ditch the road. I'll just let this build up, trickle out, that way it doesn't go washing out anything. None of the neighbors will be complaining. The guy I'm working for actually owns this private road, but only one guy stopped today, and I guess I can say he voiced his opinion. But he's lived out here a long time. I guess there's been some bad washouts, but nothing I'm doing is going to create a washout. If anything, it's going to help. I would imagine when he gets up here full time, we'll be back to dress this up a little bit. I'm glad I kind of did this small project though, because now I know this thing's full of rocks. It's like, I did alright on this, but I do price stuff different. If it's digging, it's miserable, and you can't roll a piece of ground here without coming up with major rocks. This is actually, I keep saying it's a driveway, but this is actually a road that goes into a, it's going to end up being a shared driveway, which I personally hate, but they shouldn't even allow that to happen. I know in my town there's a lot of issues with it, especially when there's a washout. It's who decides to pay for it, if one wants to get it hot top. This was put in, like I said, I believe in the late 80s, early 90s. And whoever did it just bulldozed everything. You can tell by the color of the soil there's a lot of lot of organics were in it. It's not like, there's no need of it when you're bulldozing, bulldoze clean gravel. I know I've dug around this development, there's deposits of it everywhere. Find it and put it in where you're going to do roads and driveways, but no one does. Even now, it's nothing to find someone that does it the same way. Bulldozer finish is what we call it in New Hampshire. One thing I will say about this development is it does look like the guy put the road in the right places. The one I live in, some of the roads are 20-25 feet off from where they're supposed to be. If you're tight on putting a septic system in or a well, that can be a pain in the butt if you got to get stuff surveyed, probably load that brush on. As much as I'd like to call it a day early today because it's pretty nice out, I gotta actually go do, I only do 2 commercial mowings now and I gotta do 1 tonight. We're done with day 1. It's looking pretty good. We got one more birch that's hanging down over I'm going to cut. But overall the covert, I ended up using 2 20-footers, but that's in. Everything's working good. I'm going to dress the ends a little bit better tomorrow. That one there, I put a little catch basin, sent it this way. It's building up because I don't want it going down the road yet. But tomorrow I'll ditch this. This went bad. This is the stuff I enjoy doing, to be honest with you. So, but we'll get back to it in the morning. Normally this, in New Hampshire, the birch trees, you push right over them, had some pretty good rocks. They really grew around them. Normally they push right over with no issues, so they weren't bad though. To the point now where we gotta ditch this road to get this water to come out of here. Kind of cool. I did what I wanted it to last night. I don't want to send it down the road. There's one person that's a little concerned about what this is going to do down below, but it's pretty much we're going to have to service all the ditch lines. That's what we'll be doing. I'm hoping we can dig these ditch lines out with just a bucket of this tractor. I hope I don't have to go all the way down through with an excavator, but it depends on how well they were cut when they were put in. A lot of ledge out here too, so I'm not going to be surprised to find out that we're going around ledge in a couple of spots. You do this with a tractor bucket, it's so much quicker. I'm hoping I can do the bulk of what I gotta do. I probably gotta do a couple 100 yards, and down below I'm gonna have to use the excavator because it's pretty far off the road. The only thing I think I got going for me is the lower end of this road. When we did the test pits a couple days ago, the gravel gets a lot better down here. Once you get in, there's boulders on the surface, but once you dig in, it's like potato-sized rock gravel, which is awesome. Probably come out with the excavator and grab those big rocks. Yeah, we dug those boulders off the edge with the excavator. It'll keep this, they were pretty close. Yeah, gets a real rainstorm and gets real moist, it might have rolled down in, and I just don't even want to go there. So when I ditch roads, I try to do it with a, you know, you gotta stay within what you're getting paid to do, but I try to do a pretty good job. That's how I get a lot of my work. Someone will come in a camp road that I worked on and hire me to go do theirs. I actually get offered a lot of them that are just too big for my size company. I want to stay within my comfort zone. I used to give myself anxiety because I'd get involved with jobs that were probably bigger than I should have got involved in. So I kind of promised my wife I wouldn't do that no more. And I don't want to do it. It's just bad for you know. This right here is real full. As I go down the road, I don't think I'm going to be digging out as much to get the water to run. And I don't want to make them any bigger than I have to. For the project we're doing right now. I think if later on, I think we're going to have to clean this road up like big time. Probably put I think we may even be adding a couple more culverts across and more retention areas to slow the stuff down. I hope I'm the one that's involved with it. Like I said, this is what I like doing now, so nothing wrong with the landscape thing, but I've done it for so many years. I appreciate the work when someone gives it to me, but I'm a little bored with some of it. Rock walls, I'm not saying I won't do a hand-built rock wall again, because I probably will, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get those jobs. I don't mind doing retaining walls that you can just set with a excavator. Anything that I hand build from this point on is probably going to be rock that I buy on a skid so that it's real good quality and goes quicker. I still may rebuild like what I call an old farm wall for somebody if they want me to, but even then that can be a lot of work. That's normally a mixture of using the excavator and a lot of hand work to put one of those back together so it looks decent. I'm actually surprised. This is actually fairly clean stuff coming out. The older gentleman that keeps care of the road talked to me yesterday, and I guess they do leaf blow the leaves out of it in the fall. And guess that's true with what I'm seeing here. I actually thought this would be real crappy fill. We're getting ready to go in this runoff and clean it up. I'm going to try to drag it all that way and throw it up on the bank behind it. I don't really want to have to haul all this off. It probably is pretty good gravel, the sad part. Probably a lot of sand actually, but we're going to go in and see what it takes. Before the summer's out, I'll be coming through, and a lot of these trees are going to be coming down because I think we're going to get a good ditch line in. I want to shelf it back a little bit so that right now, if I get too crazy digging a ditch, it's just going to fill in. It's going to fall in on itself because most of it's a hillside. That road kind of got bulldozed in back in the day. All right, so we got that upper part done. You can see the two boulders there. Once that fills up, it will trickle through to this one. I'm going to leave this erosion stone. I'm just going to clean this out. It's like I said, I don't believe these have been maintained for probably 10 years. So we'll just dig this out, and then we'll clean the culvert out. I think we'll be in pretty good shape. What happens is these roads get sanded in the winter, and all the sand over the years ends up in these spots, so that's why that's pretty clean looking stuff coming out. Pretty much the silt comes off the road. Even the gravel, when the rain separates it, stuff that floats away, you might have some granule stuff in the air, but for the most part it's the sand. I'll get to the point sometimes when I'm grading roads where there's so much 3/4 rock, I gotta scoop it up because all the binders and stuff are gone. A couple beer cans, that's no big surprise. A special shovel for digging those out I'm gonna have to get, because that's like a mat. It's almost like a piece of carpet, about 3 inches thick. So, but it will reach in, grab it, pull it back. It looks like it's only about 6 feet in. I actually didn't think we were gonna have water running like this, but that right side of his driveway uphill from here, and it's like real organic. It's really holding the moisture. I shouldn't have been surprised, because when I dug that hole out here, it filled, I shouldn't say dug a hole, I dug that big rock out and filled with water, so. I think I have time. I'm going to haul a few more loads of fill. Go put this away and grab the tractor, and I think I'm going to haul a few more from that bottom. This stuff packs nice. It's stuff that comes off my screener. This is working pretty good. Pretty steady flow of water, but got it going down the road where you wanted it. What I'm going to do today, which is going to create more water, is this section of land here is pretty much saturated, so we've got 2 culverts working, but we're going to do a ditch on this side of the road to get it to run to these culverts, because what happens in the spring is all this water just absorbs into this road, and that's why it's such a mess. So I'm going to, all the way up to where this spruce tree is, we'll actually dig a pretty good basin there that's going to meet up with that. And I think we're going to find, when I dig into it, we're going to have a pretty big mess fast as far as moisture. Over there, even this driveway, digging the boulders out, every time I dug a boulder out, the hole filled about as quick as the rock came out. So, but we'll go up and grab the tractor. I'm going to take a few scoops of the top stuff, and then probably going to put the clean out bucket on the excavator and do some of the stuff with that. I think that will shape it better, and I don't believe the tractor is going to work real good anyways, because I think I'm going to run into some serious rock. I'm going to try to scrape a lot of the organic stuff off the top to haul that off first. I think after I get through that, what I dig out is something I can bring home, let dry out, probably run through my screener. Dozers were real popular back then, so everybody had, that's what everybody was using, dozer and a backhoe. I'll never get rid of this excavator, but I got rid of both my backhoes, and I kind of regret it. I'm definitely going to be getting another one. I had a Cat backhoe, and I had a little B26 Kubota, which I would have never got rid of. I had a B21 back in 02 I bought brand new, which is the one that was before the 26, and I basically wore it out. That was my main machine for a lot of years, and it made me a lot of money. It's probably still the thing I think that made me most of my money. A lot of guys up here that have excavators are like, backhoe's useless, but there's times, like today I got 2 machines here because I need the bucket off that other tractor, and I'm grading anyway, so it's here, so it's not a big deal. But a lot of times I go out to put 1 or 2 trees in. I'd almost rather bring a small backhoe with me. So I want a Kubota L47, which is the step up from the B26, and that's Kubota's commercial line. Your tractor load of backhoe, they're sold that way. It's the only way you can get them. You can't add like a backhoe, they come with the backhoe. An L47, I don't really care about the cab because of what I want to do with it. So I'm just going to get it on open station for what I want it for. I think it's going to work out good. I believe I'm going to, I think if I look around, I might be able to find one for the mid to high 60s, because everything, I'd like to get it plumbed to the front. I'd like to have a thumb on it, and I'd like to have it plumbed to the front so I could put my grapple bucket and stuff on it. But it's a $60-something thousand tractor, and about every option you put on it's $1,500 to $2,500. So every time you add something, it gets up there. The camera died, so, but I got this somewhat shaped and letting the water run off. Like I said, this piece of land here is pretty much saturated, so I think we're gonna probably at a later date go out there and try to direct some of this water so that it's just not sitting there all the time. The engineer that's doing the stuff for the road and surveying and marking all the wetlands and all that said the same thing. Probably a good idea to get this water flowing cleaner. And we're gonna load the excavator, and then we'll come back and finish the driveway up. But I want to get the excavator out of here, then I got to come back probably 1 or 2 more loads of gravel to go over the driveway. We just gotta spread these last 2 loads of gravel. And, this one's gonna be done for now. I'll have a meeting with him tomorrow and see if he wants to go further, but I don't know if he will or not. We'll find out, I guess. This last load is reground hot top. I just wanted to show him what it is, because if we do up near the house, I'd rather use that than the regular gravel. And a lot easier to dust control it too. You put calcium on this stuff, it really it stays damp for a long time. Still some pretty good rocks in this road, the main road. I call this his driveway, but it actually is a road. It's splits 2 lots. I think he'll be happy for the price we agreed on, what I did. I hope he thinks it's, you know, beyond what he thought he was going to get. That's what I'm thinking. Water's running off, that was his big concern, and the driveway's just been horrible. I think he's been coming up here for like 3 years. I did other work for him out on the 20-something acres, the trail systems and stuff we had to clean up so we could get down through them. And he called me back to do this, but I think if he likes what he sees, he'll have a lot more. And that's the bad point about owning the roads on your classic camp roads like this. You really are responsible. You can charge people, like you can start a road committee and let everybody pitch in, but legality wise you're responsible, like if an ambulance can't get out here, so it's kind of a sticky situation these days. The road I live on, that's the reason the road committee started, is an ambulance got out there years ago and they had to have a town truck salt the sand and salt the roads to get the ambulance up out of there. All of a sudden the guy didn't want the rights to the road, so they released them to what they call road committees up here in New Hampshire. Road committees aren't bad. I don't like homeowners associations and stuff like that, but on these class 6 camp roads, the road associations are kind of a must now. Your house is on fire in the middle of the winter, it's nice to know that road's plowed. I'm back dragging this with the bucket tip so that it's kind of packing it in a little bit. This reground hot top, you smooth it out like this, it stays pretty good. A lot of people might wonder why I'm not using a grader blade more, but the transition off that main road onto this driveway, the center of that road is probably 8 inches higher than this, so when you come in with a grader blade at an angle, it kind of sweeps from one side to the other. So this apron now is probably about 3 times the size it was when I started. Fire is solid fill that you can drive out on. We'll get out and do a quick walk up and down. Like I said, this is the reground hot top. It packs in pretty good. Probably better than the 3/4 gravel does once they drive over it. I think he's got his boat going in and all that this weekend, so I think you'll find there'll be quite a few people in and out of here this weekend. So basically what this job was is to get this water, this piece of land, just like a carpet that's absorbed with water. It's bleeding out slow and not running heavy, but I mean all it takes is a rainstorm and this changes to trickling to a pretty good run. So we added a culvert. This is the original, this is the one I added. I'm gonna try to get I'm going to try to talk him into digging. I'm going to come in through the wood line, dig this so that it's more of a cleaner catch basin. A little bit difficult with the anchors for that hole in it, but them should be deep enough so I should be able to go around them and maybe put a erosion stone face on the outside skirt of it. But that will give that, and I'm going to track out onto this piece of land because there's a pretty good body of water that's just sitting there that's going to be like mosquito heaven. I think you should try to get all that water to move out of here and dry up. I would say by July. My neighborhood's got a lot of land that's, like I said, I'm only a mile and a half from here. The woods are all about the same. There's just wet spots, but I don't have a mosquito issue near my house because we've ditched the roads and there's no standing water. That's the problem. Over here, like I said, ain't the prettiest ditch, but it's got water running. That's the other culvert. I wanted to dig it a little bit deeper there, but I run into a piece of ledge, so that's still running out of there. So this one's running a little more solid, but that's a start. I mean, we're going to be doing more. The ditching I did on the road, I think I'm going to suggest that we shelf the bank back a little bit and then dig it out one more time. But I'm going to discuss prices with them on what I think we should do with the road. Up here you'll see that it mounds up a little bit, but the reason for that is there is a piece of ledge. That's the tip of it right there where my foot is, so I bridged up over that to get them into this driveway. I think I might come back up. I got the my little Kubota 2501. I keep a York rake on this time of year, so I think I'll come back and give this a quick York rake, and I'll put the one on my pickup, but I'll come and fine tune this. But this is what he was looking for when we discussed the job. He wanted to just get enough good material in here so that it wasn't mud. But overall, most of these rocks I dug out. A couple of them I just grabbed off the side of the road to give it more of an entry. So, but that's going to be it for this job. Like I said, I'm going to try to tape everything we do. The height difference on that bank and all these trees, a lot of these white birches were bent down in the road, I guess, this winter from what people. I'm going to suggest we get rid of all these trees that are bent down in, but that wasn't part of the quote. So if I do that, I think we should shelf that back a little bit, probably take one more scoop all the way down through, and I think it would be a lot better ditch line to clean out. As far as you make a nice sweep to it, so if you take a leaf blower, you can blow the leaves right up into the wood line. Please like and subscribe. That's how we're going to grow this channel, and we'll see you on the next one.